Hi, my starlights. So, I'm gonna tell you my story of how I ended my family generational trauma. So, disclaimer, guys, this is my story, right? You can't try to use my story to healing your own family trauma because that's something you need to discover. And also, I had to get real deep into my spirituality before I got to this point because right now we're kind of talking about present. Like, I literally just did this year. I'm not sure if anyone else has talked about their ending of family generational trauma, because I've heard other TikTok people, like spiritual TikTok people, saying the terms, like saying, oh, we are the generation to end all generational trauma. But remember, I just mentioned on my other video, the chosen one videos, that like not everyone is a chosen one. Like, some people are chosen ones because their soul, their oversoul chose that soul contract. So like I said, not every soul chose to be a chosen one. So anyways, this is my story, okay? As I mentioned before, I did not know that I had family trauma. I thought that, like, I was brought up in an Asian household that was strict, and my mom, undiagnosed mentally, like, sickness and anger, right? And she was verbally abusive to me all my life and still is. I'm not trying to bash her, but, like, it's not right, the thing she says, and it's not nice, and it's not nice to hear. And like, I don't really deserve the words she says, but in Chinese culture, like, we don't show affection in loving terms, but she's trying to show affection by trying to lecture me, like showing her motherly care, but it's just not landing nicely. Anyways, so she is a very strong-headed woman. She's very confident, and she will just defend herself to the fierce. Like, she's got a reputation with people because of how she reacts. And unfortunately, I thought that she just passed it down to me genetically, which she did, technically, in the mundane way of thinking. So she passed it down to me, and then she taught me that, right? She taught me how to react whenever someone attacks me and stuff. So I'm kind of mirroring back at her, right? Like, she's doing this to me and I'm doing it back to her, right? Because that's what happens. You mirror what you're putting out. So we mirror each other on that, right? But anyways, growing up in my family household, I'm a mother now, and I do not want to do that to my children. I will never do that to my children. So that is how the start of generational family trauma ends, right? It ends with me because I don't want to do the same to my children, and I want to pass that down to my children. And like, it's not my fault that my mom did that to me. And there's obviously a reason why she does that, right? Because she probably has her own family trauma that caused her to act like that, right? So even if she can't help herself, I can help myself, right? I can help me. So I am still working on this to this day. Like, some people might think I'm like having a perfect life and perfect, but like, I'm not. I'm human too in this human experience, and like, I have problems too, right? And I'm working on it. And every time I get angry and upset, especially to like my hubby, I like get so upset with myself because I'm very aware that my reaction is valid, but how I approach it is not, right? So the feelings behind it is valid. Like, I'm allowed to feel upset and angry when someone hurts and disrespects me, right? But I need to approach it in a way that's not so violent, right? Like, I need to be more calm. I need to either step away. I need to find a way to defuse, right? Defuse and redirect. I need to not react. I need to not always just react right away and like defend myself, because I've always been on survivor mode in this mundane society of the Matrix, right? Because like I said, I'm a chosen one, and I've gone through so much shadow work, so much negativity, so much, been tested hardcore, and still to this day I still get tested. But that's why spirituality is so good for my life, because it's literally the life cheat codes to life. And obviously society doesn't want to teach you this, because they want you to go to school, they want you to work, so damn hard, right, to survive, and just to rely on the higher up people because they know better, right? But no, you know better. But the thing is, you need to discover what you know. This story is too long. We have to continue part 2.